Hello guys and welcome to Easy Techie. In this video we are gonna look at the fixes for all the error code problems that appear in Destiny game. Alright, so let's get into it. These are the error codes that we get once you are playing the Destiny game. Destiny game was released in 2014, and this is 2015, so I have got a lot of time to study the errors, and I'm going to give you the premium fixes for the following errors, that is the error codes, that is Centipede, Caterpillar, Jackrabbit, Beaver, Leopard, Chicken, Lion, Groundhog. Okay, so first of all, before we get into fixes, I always recommend people to first of all check the system requirements for playing the game. Okay, and if there is any software, if there is any program that you're running, in case you have very less GBs of RAM left as a video memory before playing the game, then you should basically stop playing or stop running that process or that program which is running in background when you're trying to play the game, so because that eats up a lot of video memory. And another thing is you should be installing the latest graphics DirectX version, as well as the latest drivers for your graphics card. Okay, so once you have done all that and still you are not able to play the game, I would recommend you some fixes, right? So first of all, to all the fixes, I have actually been able to gather some premium fixes, which if you follow, you should be able to solve your problem. If you have some other errors which you are encountering while playing the game, some other error codes, please mention below. However, you should be able to play the game by following fixes even if you get some other error codes. Okay, so first of all, which NAT type are you using? NAT stands for Network Address Translation, and it's a way of routing network information from one IP address to the other. NAT is typically used in organizations, schools, and other businesses to hide private IP addresses behind one single public IP address. So for example, in your school, your router will direct all the inbound traffic correctly between computers inside the school, whilst external services only see the public-facing IP address. It's a clever tactic to conserve the limited number of IP4 addresses that exist. It's a very crude way. NAT1 means you are directly connected to the internet, possibly with no firewall or router intercepting traffic, but you will certainly have a static IP address. Placing yourself in the DMZ would essentially bypass all checks and give you a direct connection or direct access, but that's not necessary. Bungie recommended that you use a NAT1 connection for best experience when playing the Destiny game. NAT2 means your traffic passes through the router and subsequent firewall. Traffic would be translated, monitored, and possibly rejected depending upon the firewall configuration. You will have a dynamic IP address assigned to you, your gaming console. In most cases, using a home router will mean you are NAT2, and you are usually okay because they are configured to allow gaming traffic by default. You can confirm if you are using a dynamic IP address by simply connecting to a laptop, checking your IP using command prompt. Then disconnect and reconnect, and finally repeat the IP check to see if the number changes. NAT3 is the worst of all the bunch, meaning the strict rules will prevent you from connecting on certain ports and type of traffic that are monitored and blocked. Governments, hospitals, and high-risk institutions will place very strict rules on traffic types allowed on the network. Straight out of the box, a home router will not usually be NAT3 without some manual intervention and configuration. Solution 1 is to change to NAT1. The simplest way to change to NAT1 is to give yourself a static IP address. This is an address that never changes even if you restart your console, hence the reason is it's called static, right? So the opposite of static is dynamic, meaning your console is given an IP address which boosts up the router, serves your free IP address, all that. We change static IP address. It's not hard to give yourself a static IP address no matter which console you're using, PS4, Xbox One 360 or PS3. There's detailed guide at the link in the description which will help you set up a static IP address. To make things easier, I have singled out guides for each console types, such as PS4, PS3, Xbox 360, Xbox One. The biggest problem is choosing which IP address to choose or use, because it must be one which no one else has acquired, otherwise it will be rejected. Whilst it isn't much of an issue in small organizations, it's more difficult in schools, colleges, and hundreds of computers will be consuming available address space. The basic rule is to choose an address which is far away from existing addresses. So if you're using 172.16.23.4, then you could choose 172.16.23.244. You normally only change the last digit of the IP address, okay, and it should be within the range 1 to 254. It's probably worth trying a static IP address on your laptop first to see once free. It might be much faster. However, changing to static IP address will do nothing if the router is scanning and blocking types or traffic, example P2P. If you go through the router, then the router has the final say. Using a VPN instead is the second method of solving the problem. VPN diagram. If you have got no control over the router, then other trick is to use a VPN, which is a private network between you and the internet. All your traffic will be rerouted through the virtual network. Then there is nothing the local router can do to see what you're doing. So the big problem with VPNs is that they are against the rules at universities and schools, exactly for the reason that they allow you to circumvent firewall rules. They also provide a noticeable lag at the information is encrypted on the root. So if you're in contact with the institution IT guys, then I suggest giving solution 3 below instead a try. Solution 3 is opening ports on the firewall. Bungie recently updated their help section to include a list of firewall ports which must be opened for Destiny. If you're a larger institution such as college or university, then this will apply to you. Destiny port range direction, this to outbound, that is 7,500 to 178.99 TCP to outbound, 30,000 to 40,399 TCP to outbound, 35,000 to 35,099 UDP to inbound and outbound, and 3,074 UDP inbound and outbound. Note, these ports are usually only blocked at larger institutions and do not apply at home networks. Okay, so these were the fixes. If you have any other problems, you can comment below. I'll try my best to solve your problem, and hopefully this actually solves your problem, all of the error codes. Okay, please like and subscribe if this helped you, and please let me know if you have any other problems in the comment section below. Thanks for watching.